Hello, everybody. Welcome to Coriander Society Yokai Blossom. I'm tormented by gnomes. I'll be your game master today. Joining me, we've got BeatDownBlvd, NinjaManMat, and Pods of War. Welcome, all three of you. Are we scuffed? This is a scuff check.
I don't know. Let's find out.
No scuffs.
All right. No, sweet. Scuff.
Oh, decrease pods.
Confirmed for no scuff.
What?
We take those.
I said you decreed it.
Yep.
There's no.
I decreed.
You spoke it into existence. Exactly.
That means you're royalty if you're making a decree, right?
Exactly. See, Matt's keeping up.
That's true. I mean, you don't know your backstory. You could be.
I'm royalty.
I was gonna say,
am in
Pods is
charge
royalty.
of all of you.
You're what exactly? What? Say it again.
Royalty.
In charge. of
No,
all
no,
of
no,
us.
no, no. In charge of who? I
All
want to
of
hear
us.
her say it.
I'm in charge of you.
Are you now?
Specifically, you beat
Yeah, interesting. Beatdown or Gastone? What's going on
beat
here?
down.
Down.
One of well,
Yeah.
okay. See, I'm glad you said beatdown because it's a lot easier for me to defy you because I don't have a character to worry about staying in. If anything, it's very in character for me to just defy you out of stubbornness. So this is perfect.
There are things I could say, but we're sponsored today.
Oh,
DM it to me or you're a coward.
You're mighty brave in cyberspace. Nekra is not with us today due to the ongoing ravages of the global panini. She's doing all right, but is on the mend and will be with us next time. So we all wish her a get well soon. And we're just going to go ahead and pick up the adventures of 1-2 Punch here in the anime world of Yokai Blossom. Today's episode is sponsored by Daisuke Publishing Company and Anime 5th Edition, which is their take on the classic dungeon, the classic fantasy adventure rule set. It's broken down so you can completely customize your character with a points-based build. That's actually really, really neat, and I've had a lot of ideas for doing stuff with it. If you want to check them out, type !anime in our chat, or look down below, either on Twitch if you're watching live, there's a panel, or if you're watching on YouTube, you'll be able to see it in the drop-down. You can find a link where you can purchase Anime 5e. That uses our affiliate link, so we get a little kickback on that. And it's a really cool rule system. I want to run some more of it at some point. I have some ideas for one-shots. So thank you again to our sponsors. When we last left our heroes, 1-2 Punch had left behind Northport again after just getting home because they had a meeting with the mysterious Mr. Lowe, the head of the Triple Union Society, after our heroes decapitated the Column, one of the biggest organized crime organizations in Northport. Their rivals, the rivals of the Column, the Triple Union Society, with their trained ninjas and martial artists, were left virtually unopposed. Furthermore, our heroes had killed Mr. Lowe's adopted daughter, Sunjia, and even though he knew she'd been transformed into an undead abomination, and by killing her they'd released her from this horrible fate, still, honor demanded satisfaction. So he made them a deal. If they traveled to a mysterious world he had been to in his youth, traveled beyond 7 mountains to the place where the bloom overcomes the steel, and pluck there a dewdrop that falls from a storm cloud and bring it back to replace his daughter, then their feud will be ended. Our heroes emerged through the portal that was conveniently located in Mr. Lowe's basement and on top of a sacred mountain, where they met Jisha Qui, who's the guardian of the Botan Hana village. She was in the middle of a confrontation with Onayuri Orvi, a charismatic, charming, and schmaltzy merchant from the Onayuri family. He was trying to reopen the ancient waygates and bring back the age of industry, the age of the steel, in order to uplift the people of this world from their agrarian lifestyle, where they live in harmony with the land, tended and protected by the blossom spirits. Jisha sent him to the woods, which is a shadow realm underneath this world, consisting of nothing but overgrown vegetation and blossom spirits, defeated his minions with 1-2 Punch's help. They discovered that 2 of the trees there were special dragon trees, and then they returned to the village of Botan to speak with Shiori, one of the village elders. Shiori told them that blossom spirits who swim up the waterfall behind their mountain turn into dragons, and that Mr. Lowe had been here long ago, and the last time they saw him, he swam up the waterfall. Furthermore, she said that they would send Jisha with 1-2 Punch on their quest to act as their guide and to make sure they didn't cause too much trouble, but only if both Jisha and Asena swam up the waterfall first to confirm a sneaking suspicion that the mystic Shiori possessed. The last thing that happened before we left was that Jisha and Asena did, in fact, successfully scale the waterfall by literally running up the water in Asena's case, in which she ran out of momentum, defying gravity and swimming up the waterfall like a freaking salmon. Upon arriving up at the top, the dragon fang amulet that she wears around her that restored her to life long ago when she was but a child, that is the source of some of her mysterious powers, began to glow with a silvery mist that surrounded her, and Jisha's mask, her wooden mask that hides whatever face lies beneath her blink beast form, similarly began to glow, and that's where we left off. Am I missing anything? Any important details?
No, but that's super rad.
I was going to. I got distracted. Next time, I want to do a thing where I have like the lines coming out to do that recap. And then I'll go back to this scene. We'll see if we can implement that next time around.
Also, the character art for Jisha, by the way, wow, that slaps.
Jisha's really, really cool. It's sad that Nekra can't be with us this time, but health always, always comes first, and she will rejoin us. Now, the plan was today, after resolving the mystery of what's going on with Asena and her powers, the plan was to begin your journey across the spirit wilds of the world of Yokai Blossom on your way to complete your quest. But given that Jisha is going to be your guide, instead we have some time to muck around in Botan Village. I have a few things prepared for you, but after we handle the smoking and the glowing, you'll be free to wander about. I figure Jisha needs some time to prepare for the journey, pack some supplies, chart out a course, all that stuff. So that'll give you some time to wander around and get into trouble. Asena, you are standing back at the top of the sacred rock spire where you were mere like an hour ago at most. You are surrounded by the comforting glow of the astral mists, that power, that chilling cold menthol power that courses through your muscles and sets your nerves alight with excitement. For a brief moment, the beautiful vistas, the partially clouds, mostly bright anime blue skies, you can see a rainbow pattern emerging from horizon to horizon. And for one moment inside of that pattern, you see an enormous dragon. Stop. You've seen glimpses of it before, its scales shining and metallic, weaving through this rainbow, barely visible like a reflection in a puddle of soap. It turns as if to look at you, but it doesn't notice you, and then the rainbow ripples and vanishes.
Oh, man.
The power of your amulet has increased.
Hey! Dude, let's go.
From Rainbow Dargan.
The force bonus you get on all of your unarmed attacks increases to +2 damage.
Ooh.
No way.
Yes. And
That's cool.
from this enormous height, you feel the astral mists swirling around your shoulders, and you feel like you could soar completely unafraid.
What?
I feel it. Like I feel like I could just like. Yeah, I want to try that.
Okay, what do you do?
I don't know. She's gonna just trust herself and whatever she's feeling, just give into that and see what happens.
Have you ever been rock climbing out in the desert or rappelling?
Yeah.
Are you familiar with what the Germans call the call of the void?
Yeah.
That's what you're feeling.
Ooh.
Okay. Should I succumb to the call of the void?
No.
Why not? It feels so right.
Usually only lasts a second.
I mean, like, there's water, right?
It's a 200-foot drop with a pool of water at the bottom. It's 20 d6 points of damage. You have 99 hit points. Odds are good you'd survive.
Yeah, I could survive.
even if you took full damage and just absolutely ate it.
Wait, you said 20d6, right?
20d6. She has 99 health, max damage of 120. Those are pretty good odds. Average damage, she'd probably not even go unconscious.
Yeah, that's true. Full damage though.
Yeah, that's terminal velocity, baby.
Hey, mate, real quick, not
Yes.
to step on your parade, just to give you a slight correction. The phrase "Call to the Void" is not German in origin, but French, and it's "L'appel du vide."
Thank you. What he said.
Yeah.
The
I always
point
get
is-
it confused too.
Yeah, well, no, that's good. It just seemed like something that would be German, you know?
It does. I think it would be much scarier if it was German, not by
That's true.
intention, but
That's
by
true.
translation.
Yeah.
What do you do?
I don't think that you can see a beautiful rainbow dargon in the sky and then mist swirling all around you and then not heed the call.
Mm-hmm.
Quick question.
Yes.
Did Gastone, myself, or Chester notice the rainbow dragon on the horizon, or was that purely an Asena thing?
Roll perception for me.
That would be 3,
A
leading
15.
to a 15.
Gastone.
You said perception check?
Perception, my friend, yes.
Chester got a 19. If that means anything.
All right. You do not see the dragon, but you do notice
wait.
the...
That was Gastone. Chester got a natural 20
Oh.
for
Okay.
a 23.
Chester sees the dragon. The other two of you just see like the weird ripply rainbow pattern in the silver mist.
Nice.
But Chester, the cat, is just sitting there, you know.
Nah, Chester's not phased. Chester just like looks up like, oh, that's cool, and is just tracking this dragon in the sky. Doesn't say anything to John.
It's an episode 1 of Pokemon moment of the original Pokemon where he sees Ho-Oh flying
Ho-Oh?
across the sky and everyone's like, you couldn't have that didn't happen. That's not
That
a thing
never
that happened.
happened. What? No.
All right, but
I'm
you're
gonna
also
do- I'm gonna
200
do
feet down below with the waterfall cascading around you, the sound of it crashing, the mist from the pools, the koi guardians swimming in the water, some of them popping up and transforming into their warrior forms to watch as the trial goes on.
John's cheering, by the way. He's like halfway through his meal, just like, whoa! Great job, Asena, you did it! And great job, Jisha, too, but mostly Asena! And you're...
Barely heard across the crashing, but you probably hear just, you know when you hear distant yelling, but you have no idea what they're saying.
John uses prestidigitation to amplify his voice.
So everyone in the village just hears you yelling about this.
I'm gonna do it.
Okay. You see Asena take a, well, you describe it.
She's going to look around at the mist swirling in her body and I don't know, just kind of fall, I guess.
Okay, so you just trust fall off the cliff.
Yeah.
Okay. You see Asena just stand and then fall over, just teeter over the edge. As you do, the mist spreads out from you, and everyone can see this below, and threads, veins of light where a dragon's wings bones should be, fill out the mist. Light, shimmering silver cords of light where the bones should be, mist where the flesh and the membrane would be, and you glide safely.
No freaking way!
You can't ascend. You can't gain any altitude, but you can safely glide down and, yeah, Breath of the Wild style.
You're a freaking gargoyle!
Ah.
That's amazing!
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. I love it.
It's a better slow fall.
Now, wait a minute. Is this a
Mhm.
per day thing, or is this just a mantle of gliding?
Good question.
Whoa, wait a minute. Pause, did you just say slow fall? Isn't that a skill
Yeah.
that you have?
Yeah.
I'll tell you the difference.
No. Sorry. The only reason they like stood out to me just now is because I just realized full damage then wouldn't kill her.
It depends on how far she fell. Like if she would literally just trust fall, then you can negate a certain amount of damage by grabbing onto the cliff.
It's a pretty considerable amount.
It's a considerable amount, yes.
It's like based on.
He's
it's
still
based
worried
on
about the odds.
it's
But
still
if you
based
just
on
did like a
their level.
running yeet yourself into space,
Oh,
that'd be a
okay.
different story.
I see.
It would still be pretty good.
Okay.
So
Wait, what was it? 20? What was it? 20D?
you cannot. Terminal velocity is 20d6 if you want to roll it for science. 71. See, you would have
Wouldn't
been
even die.
fine. Bloodied, but fine.
She'll walk it off.
You know, there's people in RL, not in anime land, that have fallen out of planes and lived. So
Yeah,
they
exactly.
totally survived terminal velocity. That's a thing.
Yeah, if you roll all ones on your 20d6 and you aren't a commoner with 4 hit points.
Yeah. That's true.
All right. So here's the main difference. Aside from you don't know how often you can use this, you need a lot of horizontal space to use this. So slow fall is good if it's like a tight, small area you need to fall down and you don't have room to glide. But outside of that, yeah, you can glide.
That's awesome.
So you
I'm
see,
gonna come down the waterfall like, look at me, guys! I don't know what I'm doing, but it's pretty cool.
all right. So
I guess I
Asena,
don't think it's cool.
I think it's amazing. I was just helping your statistics, and actually, you would have reduced that damage if you fell by 45. So you would have been fine. You wouldn't even have been bloodied.
this is really cool, but the math
Nerd.
says
This is a math-based simulation of real life that isn't real life in an anime world. Give us our daily bread, DM, and let us look at the numbers. I don't have shiny math rocks. All I got is numbers, okay? Let me have them.
okay. So Asena sugar glider dragons her way back down, which catches the eye of every koi guardian spirit in the village and a lot of the people going about their business, and the yellow garbed farmers out in the fields all sort of stop and look up, and it catches this very huge moment, and you roll an acrobatics check
Oh, okay.
Uh-oh.
to see if you look cool.
Oh, okay.
You absolutely look cool. Describe your
I look
landing.
cool. I like how everything that came into my mind, I did not look cool.
You don't have to look cool. I'm just saying with that roll, you have the option of looking cool. Looking cool is something you can do.
How about I glide down in between John and Gastone, so that way they're like, whoa,
Yeah.
what the heck was that? And then like I do like a little like drifting in a car, just like a really quick left turn. Yeah.
Cool. The moment your feet touch the ground, the wings melt and dissipate and flow away.
Asena's actually doing that.
I was
John
gonna ask.
sets down his plates or his bowl or whatever he's got and just rushes over to Asena. Oh my goodness, that was amazing! How did you
Isn't
do
it
that?
cool? I
Yeah.
don't know. I got to the top of the waterfall and then there was a mist around. Oh, and I saw a rainbow darken. And then I just jumped down, fell down.
Gastone walks around to like her back and starts poking it, just to see if there's like, what's
Yeah, is there anything there?
I don't know. DM, is there anything there?
Nope. Looks completely normal.
Where did those come from?
That's a good question. Probably the rainbow darken in the sky.
The great dragon of wisdom, Shiori says.
Did you see him?
I know the signs. I was only a child when our Hana ancestors first sought out the great dragon of wisdom to give an answer to the age of steel. This is significant. This is very, very important.
So she's a dragon now. That's fantastic. I mean, she was already a dragon, but now she's like a dragon times 2.
I'm not sure.
Well, she just flew.
Yeah,
You couldn't do that before.
I have wings. Yeah, that's the first time I ever did that.
Well,
It's
birds.
also the first time I ever ran up a waterfall.
Well, you
Can
are.
you do that again, by the way?
I probably could, but I don't want to.
Oh, not the waterfall
ruin
thing.
my.
Can you do the flying thing again?
I don't know.
Do you feel like you got those ethereal, or I guess astral wings still?
Can Asena like concentrate and try to squeeze out the wings?
Roll a wisdom check.
That's a save. Damn it.
Close enough.
Actually, I don't think
More
it's.
wisdom is.
All right. You don't really feel any different than before, but nothing's happening with the wings. They're not returning.
I probably have to be on top of a waterfall.
That's a very specific power.
And maybe just like really high up.
That is less specific.
See, good thing she has slow fall. We did the
For
math
real.
just in case, you know.
Yeah, Gastone and John were like, okay, hey, wait a minute. Can she survive?
They had
when
like
she
a
falls?
coffee napkin and a pencil,
Yeah.
like one
Yeah,
of
yeah,
the
yeah.
pens from the law office, the PI
I saw her
office.
jump off a 2-story building and she was fine. So I feel like, they're like applying
Doing
the,
this,
doing
yeah,
the
just
math.
applying like
Local air resistance.
like height and weight, terminal velocity this, force of gravity that, and then she just
Glad I
gets
have-
skeleton wings, and it's like, oh, that's no fun.
Gastone crumples up the napkin,
It's a
just
little fun.
throws it to one of
Yeah.
the. It bounces off one of the koi guardians' heads and hits the water.
Yeah. I love it.
Okay, so you don't think I am a Dargan?
Well, you're more of a dragon now than you were before you swam up, but I think the power of the dragon of wisdom lies within your soul.
Oh yeah, my soul. Even that's complicated.
Yes, the soul is often a complicated thing.
And she has 2 of them.
And yet I only perceive one.
Huh.
And it is not the one that belongs with this body.
Yeah, so the rumor has it I might have stole the body.
Sounds more like gifted.
Gifted. Saved the body.
Yeah. You know,
How
you
come when
close
I
one
say
eye, you
shit like
close
that,
the
I
other
catch all
eye?
kinds of hell? But she can say she should have sold someone's body and no one gives a rat's about it. Man,
Of the
this
3
is-
people who have just entered our universe, only one of them has immediately started lecturing us on where we should find balance in our world.
and yet who's lecturing now?
Me, because I'm the expert. I've
will
been in
say-
this village for 60 years.
I will say, as far as we know,
A lot of black
Asena
petals
was
around
gifted the body. We don't actually know if it was she's like, stole it. It was just kind of like, hey, I'm here now.
Visitors with the soul imbued by the dragon of wisdom, with a crown that lets them speak to the dead, seeking out the heart of steel. You'd best tell me everything while Jisha prepares herself for her journey.
Yeah, what about Jisha? She's still up there.
Give her a moment. She's going through a lot. I will speak with her and set the few of you on your way. I do know this. You must travel to the Coriander village. They will know more of... She gestures vaguely at all of you. It's on the way. It won't be a problem. Coriander Zanami, an old friend of mine, an expert on these sorts of things.
What sorts of things? Foreign travelers that come to your land and expect assistance to be guided into a place that you never go. That's a pretty common thing, apparently.
No, not nearly infrequent enough for my tastes. But
Okay, but you didn't answer my question. Is that what these people are?
the Kuriuri are one of the keepers of the steel. They live closer to the old places where the steel dwelt.
Keepers of the steel.
They know much
Interesting.
more about the guardians, the defenses, the blossom spirits that hold it at bay, the dangers you will have to face on your way to secure the dewdrop.
And I'm sorry, I might have misheard. Is that here in this village of Botan, or is that elsewhere?
No, it's in the village of Kuriuri.
Okay, that tracks. Coriander is a different place.
Yes.
Understandable.
Yes.
Okay.
They have their own blossom spirits in their own ways. And Zanami is the wisest of all of them.
Wait, there's a steel village with blossom spirits?
No, the keepers, the guardians of the steel. They make sure it stays asleep.
I see. Okay.
Sleepy steel.
And as they
So
dwell...
by keepers of the secrets, you don't mean they know how to manufacture and use these things. They
Oh,
just
no.
they're like crypt keepers, basically.
Yes.
Okay. And you're sure they're not, delving too greedily and too deep at times?
I have full confidence.
Okay, cool.
If anybody is delving greedily, it's the Onayuri family.
Are they from the other village you mentioned?
No, they are of their own. Each village has its own blossom spirit. Where Botan, there's Onayuri, Kuriuri, Sayuri, a whole lot that aren't lily based.
Do you have a brochure, possibly? Just because I don't want to keep referencing that place or this place.
Well, I'll give you the lay of the land in exchange for you telling me about this potential body stealing that happened.
Well, that's up to Asena, but fair deal for me.
We could talk about it. Although I don't know, a lot of the times we reference me being something else, but I guess I'm mostly body. So maybe someone stole my Am I my brain or my soul?
That is
Yes.
something
Yes.
that everyone has been asking across many universes for quite a long time. Although it is interesting, though, I've actually been pondering this myself. Is the Asena that we know the mortal representation of your greater dragon self? Or, much like with our recent encounter with Hara, are you something different? Are you the previous mortal body connected with the dragon and something completely new has come to take its place? That's kind of the crux of where you lie, I suppose.
The spirits of the dead and their passing and their well-being are my province. I may be able to shed some light.
That's phenomenal.
But first, food. Again.
Yes, more food. I would be very pleased to sample more cuisine. And if you have anything that you can take as field rations, that would be fantastic. I love collecting.
We'll make sure
various
that a lot of
dishes.
you are excellently procured for the journey. It's going to be
Very good.
dangerous, but come back inside. Tell me everything, and I will tell you of the Hana families, their villages, their history, whatever else it is that you seek to know. Shiori leads you back inside through the shrine that they have dedicated to the Botan spirits in all 5 of the different colors and varieties that they show up with. It's carved with, there's wood carvings and inlaid wall mosaics and tapestries that show koi fish and lions with flowers instead of manes, and armadillos with glistening scales, all sorts of different blossom spirits of the Botan family. And at the very heart of the shrine are these carved dragons curling around a huge peony flower, which is the Botan flower. But it's carved in wood, so it doesn't have any of the 5 colors. Past that shrine is a small room with a low table, some nice cushions all around, paper screens in between. And you're invited into basically Shiori's private dining area. She lights some incense, sets everybody down, and gets some rice, gets some fish, not koi, some other meals coming in, gets some tea for everybody, drinks it first to show that, hey, we're not going to poison you. Now, What's the deal with you? And she points at Asena with an old gnarled finger, almost directly poking you in the nose.
Oh. I don't know.
How many times, John looks over to Asena, have you had to explain who you are, despite the fact that you know very little about the question?
It's been a lot of times. I should really like maybe write it down.
Like a script or something.
Yeah. Or maybe we could make film a reenactment.
That's an incredible idea.
Yeah. The Gastone, you used to work with props, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Until
could-
very recently, actually.
We could make a puppet show.
You know, if we could find our way back into your dream, we could straight up shoot a movie there and give people the absolute like first person experience or third person to first person experience.
Does that
The
work?
over the shoulder cam.
We could make a lot of money releasing this.
Actually,
movie.
that's an incredible idea. Oh my gosh, like we could introduce real life, well, not real life, well, real life, documentary style adventures into the world of Northport. We could change the way cinema is done.
Yeah.
That'd be fantastic.
And everyone will think we're just acting.
Oh yeah. Why don't we do that? We should. Hey, I've got this dual disc thing Gastone helped me make. I could record everything that we. Oh, I'm gonna start doing it right now. And John pulls out the recorder, that device that
Did I help make that?
that
I
Gastone,
don't remember that.
that Gastone made him.
You guys
and he
got
starts-
the AR glasses in Lacunas, the ones that can
Yeah.
see AR constructs, and you developed it with some magic and some tech so it can project illusions instead.
So John is going. Well, yeah, like the AR glasses, but John actually has like a dual disc that makes actual.
Right, you found the AR glasses, and then you sort of said, "Why don't we make a freaking dual disc?" Now that we, it was the inspiration, but it's not the same piece of tech.
Yeah. So John's gonna start fiddling with actually setting up some kind of cool recording system, so that way he can record all of their adventures. And I'm gonna try to link it up to the dual disc to where we can have both a first person and like a third person overhead camera that follows us.
Okay, just wear the smartphone on your forehead and go full mocap with this.
John's
V-
never seen one of those, so he doesn't know about
VTubers.
that yet.
Yeah, he left his world before VTubing was a thing.
Ah.
We just discovered vlogging. Okay, anyway. So we found the origin of not the origin, but where my body might have died. So basically there was this Zeppelin sort of thing that went down. But then there was like a sacrifice to this thing called Senapulker, and we all went back here in a dream, and I think who I was sacrificed to it or something, but I survived, but maybe I didn't. Maybe my Dargan soul came and stole the body. That's where we're currently at, but in order to figure that out, we have to go back in the dream, and it was really, really strong last time, and I hid in a box.
You were in a machine, a flying machine.
Flying machine.
It crashed.
It was on fire.
Something called Senapulker. You were sacrificed to it.
Yeah.
And then you hid in a box.
In the dream I hid in the box, but I don't think I hid in the box in real life.
What do you think happened in real life?
It probably ate me? Maybe? I don't know.
What did it eat?
I don't know.
Do either of you two know?
This is just a guess, but I think the soul of the original inhabitant of this body was the soul that was consumed.
Did it eat souls?
Pretty sure it does. doesn't
Catherine
it?
Carrington, right? Wasn't that the name?
Yeah, I think so. And I think that was who your original body belonged to. But, Cinepolka went num 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 num.
Mate John would know this. Was it Catherine?
The DM should know this and is looking it up. Give me a moment, please.
I was looking it up in the Northport characters, and I don't think that they were, since they were a background character, impressive.
Most likely, it would be under Jasmine
Okay, I'll try that.
as an associate.
Yeah.
I believe it was Catherine.
There. Oh, wait, no, it's Catherine Rascal. Crap.
If nothing else, it's on my timeline.
It's somewhere. We know the character, and the name is just, a in-world consequence of us not playing inside of an actual game world. That made sense.
Well, Donahue was born. Yeah, I don't have it on the timeline. I will pull it up from the notes. Jasmine called you by that name when you were in Northport once.
Yeah, there was another girl there too.
All right. Where did this... So the soul of that body was...
The other girl was Nancy Rain, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Then who are you then? And where did you come from?
Like Asena?
Yes.
Oh, well, I came from the Zolquian jungles, and I was raised by my wolf family until they all died, and I came to Northport.
Where did you... If the soul that was in your body was devoured, then who's in there now, and where did you come from, young lady?
That's the $64 question.
Not where did you grow up, but do you know anything about the nature of the soul that occupies this vessel? Who you are?
I think my soul's worth more than $64.
How did you come up with $64 also?
Yeah.
Let me take a look. And John starts perusing through his smartphone.
Is he checking like the soul market right now?
Yeah.
Stonks are up.
Dargan, probably. Maybe. To be honest, that's what we're supposed to figure out. But that's been a little scary to figure out. So...
And you have no other details, no other information, no other memories.
I probably do, but I'm very forgetful.
And neither do the two of you, right?
Sorry, I'm looking at the $64 question. What was the question that you were asking?
No other inclinations of where the soul that is her came from.
Probably
Astral
space.
plane, maybe?
We've been
What he
trying
said.
to... Here's the thing. All we really know is that when we went to the Well of Wisdom, I'm not going to explain what that is. You can figure it out. We had found out that Asena's true self is an enormous, likely powerful astral dragon. Now, we knew before that she had a deep connection to a dragon, not just because of her dragon amulet, but because she's been displaying various properties that relate her to the draconic kind. Suffice it to say, we have not yet uncovered how or why the spirit that has assumed the control of this body is Asena. We don't know where that comes from or even why that's there, at least as of yet. Also, taken from the title of the 1940s radio program, Take It or Leave It, in which the big prize was $64 silver. So it was a really old program back in the day on Earth. Answer to the question that I said that no one cared about. Anyways, moving
What's
on.
Earth?
That's the place that I come from. That no
What's
one cares about.
dollars?
That's a system of currency that we used to use that no one cares about.
On a Yuri nonsense.
Yes, exactly.
Why are we whispering?
I don't know.
I think it's just kind of the play. Yeah.
I see.
I just like to repeat things to myself if I need to remember them. Like
Have you considered
dollars.
writing? Wait, do you know how to write?
I think we talked about this. Yeah.
Sorta. It's a lot of pictures. I like to write.
Well, I'm gonna explore that later.
Yeah, we addressed this. Asena can write. Here, Asena, write this phrase I'm going to dictate to you right now. Ready? And takes out one of his nice pens and a bit of parchment and hands it to you.
Okay.
Okay. The big black bug bit the big black bear, and the big black bear bled blood.
She draws a really big bug.
Oh, goody. Yeah, okay.
The black bear.
Is it a good, well-drawn bug?
No.
It's a squiggly circle with like 6 little lines coming out and
Yeah.
antennas.
Doesn't
Googly
even
eyes.
roll for it. Just says no.
You know, this is surprising. Asena, can you write your name? You have a signature, I believe, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, let's see it.
She's gonna scribble a thing.
Yeah, it tracks.
That's my signature.
That's about as good as mine. Well, this was eye-opening. Asena, you and I are going to be tutoring every evening before bed now.
What?
Don't
You know,
worry.
my drawing wasn't good enough for you?
Your drawing is certainly fine. It's just there's plenty of things that are going to be coming up throughout our further adventures. And just in general, it's just a very enriching thing to do, being able to transcribe script. And I love letters and words. So I would be happy to help you. If you don't want my assistance, then that's perfectly fine. I just think that it would be beneficial for you to be able to, you know, write cool stuff.
Yeah.
What if Gastone or I need you to take down a message or something? Like we're, you know, I don't know, hanging out somewhere. We're tied up and
You
the
got a
fate of the
message.
world relies on you writing a cipher or something. I don't know.
Ben likes words.
Yeah.
That's a little different. Also, don't we have message or whatever that magic thing is called?
Well, I used to.
Doesn't wait, but I know Asena has one. She's routinely
could
in my
talk to
head
you
and
in
I
your
don't enjoy
brain.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who needs to write when you get to talk to each other in the brain?
I have to go sit down.
You should, John, wait, Gastone's gonna whisper to Asena. You should try and console him by talking in his head.
I don't know why he should be upset.
Me neither. You should ask him in his head.
No.
Fine.
Get fucked?
Apparently.
Oh my god. I didn't expect that.
Me neither. I was so sure.
Me too.
Yeah.
Sorry. We haven't
Sorry.
had a downtime moment for quite a while. We were doing a lot of almost dead stuff. Thank you for being patient with us. We greatly appreciate it. You were saying, Shori?
When our world was dying, the oceans turning to poison, the air choked and warm, the ice melting, life drying up, terrible wildfires and storms, all of our cities scattered, cut off from each other, wasting into nothingness. Hana is the one who sought out the Dragon of Wisdom, the Rainbow Sage, made a pilgrimage across 7 mountains to the very heart of the old steel.
This is the story.
meditated there until she attained enlightenment, and her soul transcended her body and went deep into the astral plane. She saw in the sky the moment before she attained enlightenment, a rainbow arcing from horizon to horizon, and a shimmering silver dragon swimming in its light. And her soul followed it.
John starts writing this down.
And when she returned, she knew the secrets of opening the way gates that brought forth the bloom and the blossom spirits who healed the earth. The knowledge of how to open that way gate she attained by following the dragon of wisdom, the rainbow sage, to some place deep within the astral between worlds.
Just to clarify, is the silver dragon that is being referenced the wisdom dragon?
Yes, the great
Okay.
dragon of wisdom, shining silver scales dappled with rainbows, weaves its way between the worlds. Keeper of untold knowledge.
So the dragon at the top of the waterfall.
Yes.
I saw that.
I don't think the dragon of wisdom was here, but
How could it not be here if I saw it?
such are the mysteries of the world.
Oh.
Besides, if I am right, then a piece of the great dragon of wisdom is always with you, Asena. Because I think you're wearing one of its claws around your neck.
Oh, yeah.
When Asena starts talking about seeing the dragon, Chester jumps off of John's shoulder and like runs over to Asena and starts curling around her feet, doing that thing where cats kind of pass around your legs and brush up against you. Looks up at you and it kind of just like nods,
Did you see it too?
and it just sits down at your feet.
Man, I wish Jisha were here. She could talk to it.
You'll certainly have time on your travel to the Coriander village. But yes, that artifact, I think, is an actual physical tooth or claw taken from the Dragon of Wisdom, which normally wanders astrally, spiritually, disembodied amongst the many infinite worlds.
I mean, maybe I should have followed it every time in the astral plane, but these two get mad at me.
Wait, you've actually
Oh,
seen this thing in
Hold
the
on
astral?
a second. We didn't even know that.
Yeah. You never
What?
mentioned you saw a great dragon.
Well, to be
in the
fair, she
astral.
did mention it once when we first went to Lacunas. I remember because I teased her about it.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Well, the teasing I get, but
Right?
the dragon though, I didn't
that's
know
what
you
she
were
saw.
seeing a dragon during all this.
Well, it started out like a thread, and I remember I cut the thread,
Mhm.
and
Uh-huh.
yeah, I didn't see it all the time, but
Okay, because I know your shenanigans with the astral. That's been, apparent since you started doing it. But when have you started seeing this dragon when you do these?
well, my
Trans-
shenanigans are because it's calling me, not just because I want to be weird. I want to follow it.
I mean, you did once.
Wait, we've done it several times, in fact.
Was it more than once? I remember one time we ended up in a very strange place. Had to fight Rosamond. Good times.
Mm-hmm.
Not good times.
Yeah, that was where we met Rocco.
Yeah.
Who's
First
Rocco?
time.
We fought Rosamond with Rocco?
Rocco's a rock.
Oh yeah.
But it's
There
a
were
very
several
special rock. It's long story short, it's a taxi of sorts.
It's
and then-
Astral Rock. Our Astral Rock.
That's right.
I wonder how he's doing.
Last time he was home to an Eldritch Abomination. Hopefully he's less
Less that.
tied up.
Yeah, and John's.
I mean, John's. Oh, right. Yeah, that guy. I got sick inside of him as well. That is correct.
We
But
took care
I'm
of
not
that,
sick
though.
anymore.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we did.
we did it. I was cursed by a tree. That
We've
was the
gone
thing.
through a lot.
Yes. All right, that's the first thing you've said in several minutes that has made any sense. Cursed by a tree. Yes, I follow.
Shiori, quick question. This, I know that these portals connect to 5 different worlds in total. What do you call this realm that we find ourselves on here?
Now we call it Hana, after the one who brought about the bloom. Its name before is lost.
It was called Lost?
No,
I'm playing with you. No, I'm sorry. I'm just having
you're a very
having a laugh.
strange man.
Yes. Hana, end with an A or end with an H?
An A. Hana.
Oh, okay. One N. That was my next question. Very good.
Literally just means flower.
Yeah. No, I got that. Okay, and so effectively, this great dragon of wisdom, correct me if I'm wrong, it helped guide the people of Hana in order to be able to connect. No,
The Hana, the original person, the one person, traveled to the ruined heart of the steel amidst the foundries, the factories, the smokestacks, and the chemicals, and meditated in the middle of that poisonous wasteland until she saw the great dragon of wisdom in the sky. And then her soul followed it. It did not call to her.
But how does everyone else know about the story if the only person who saw it vanished?
No, she didn't vanish. Her soul came back
Okay, so
to her body. Yes.
Okay, so astral projection. Then.
Yes.
Okay.
So
great-
my soul
Was it mentioned
didn't-
what she did while she was astral projecting?
She traveled to the great dragon of wisdom's lair and called it a trove of knowledge unlike anything else in the multiverse. And therein she found the secrets to call upon the bloom.
So that's where they found the secrets. Okay. Sorry, Asena, my apologies.
It's fine. It gave me more time to think about it. So souls can leave bodies and they can come back.
Yes.
But what if there's already a soul in there?
Under most circumstances and most people, only one soul can occupy a body at a time. The other one would be driven out. Whichever of the two is the stronger would prevail, but the soul that belongs in that body would have the advantage.
So, if Senapulker eats souls and we kill Senapulker, what happened to all the souls that he ate?
I don't know this.
Senapulker? Did we talk about killing Senapulker?
Yep.
Oh, wait. Nuking the Zolkwian jungles. Never mind. I remember
Yeah.
now.
Yep.
Wow.
We've been through a lot. I would cut Gastone some slack. We've had a
Yeah, but we are
Asena,
not
we've been
nuking
through
the
a lot.
Zolkwian jungles.
Well, okay, here's
Or
the thing.
not.
We didn't talk about that, but generally Gastone responds to outside stimuli with either violence
Excessive
or
force.
excessive violence.
Look, you give a man the knowledge required to build a fission device, and everything is gonna look like something fissionable, you know?
Mad scientist gonna mad science, it's just how it is.
Exactly. He's like, okay, I know how to build a nuke. What's the most dangerous thing that I could think of that problem that would be solved with a nuke? And his mind went straight to Senapulker. Might have been the other way around, though. I'm not sure.
Now, I will say, I don't know how keen nature protecting Asena is going to be with us dropping a nuke in the Sokian jungles, her home.
Exactly.
just
We
won't
can
tell her.
nuke something, but not my jungle.
I just won't tell her.
Yeah, I don't think this has ever come up in conversation. He's never Said it out loud.
I mean, you did build a rail turret, Gastone. We could probably do that again. That would be incredibly effective.
Yo, that was fun. I love that.
Yeah.
Man.
Everybody liked that.
Mhm.
Everybody except the drow liked that.
Yeah, well, who cares what the drow want? They suck.
You're not wrong.
Now they're dead.
Those ones are, yeah.
Well, yeah, I guess not all of them.
Now, this Centipulchre, I don't know this creature, but I have dealt with soul-eating monsters before. Some of them imprison the souls and draw upon them for power. Others consume them entirely, and they are no more. So if Centipulchre has devoured and destroyed who you used to be, then probably nothing would happen. But if that soul still exists in some form, then it could be a conflict.
Whoa.
Mate, I did some research on the Elder Evils when I was up in the tower. Did I find anything about Centipulchre that could lead me to believe that it is a devourer or a prisoner?
Would hold them, an Atropul Scion would hold souls in reserve and consume them for power as needed.
Ah, so the older the soul, probably gone, but a newer soul maybe could still
Right.
be available. Oh,
Right.
Interesting. Okay.
Can also
okay.
spit them back up as wraiths and other forms of undead.
Oh, interesting.
Spooky.
You know, this is a good point. Now that we have a slight amount of downtime, Asena, what is your, I guess, preference or if we were able to reclaim or save the previous owner, vessel, the spirit that once inhabited, yes, your meat suit, would you want to?
We could just keep it in a jar.
That sounds horrifying.
Okay. That was a joke.
Yeah, okay.
That
I'm
was
laughing. Yeah.
funny. I guess I don't know. It would be cool to be a Dargan, but you're asking me if I want to be something that I don't know what is. I know those words don't make sense, but
I think if I may be so bold, I think what you might be trying to tell us in this very difficult to process situation is that you might prefer if we were to release that previous soul from their current bonds and allow them to pass on as you like who you are, or if there was a chance to return them to their previous self, you'd be happy if you actually are the wisdom dragon to ascend back to where you came from?
yeah.
Okay. By the way, my working theory is you're an
Understand
avatar.
An avatar.
Avatar of what?
I personally, this could be way off, but I think that Asena is an avatar of that great being. Many godlike beings will take on representations of themselves. They will put their energy into the world in mortal form in order to be able to affect the world. This dragon, this great spirit, can't go around and do what we do. They can't go around and solve the multiverse's problems. They
Why not?
because they have a very specific job. There's a reason it's flying around in the astral, whether it's to inspire and bring people like Hana to it in order to help save an entire world. They could be fending off a horrible greater elder evil, or they could be a part of the fabric of reality itself. But likely they can't take part. But if they create avatars of themselves, both good and evil deities, or even deities that don't subscribe to the standard alignment table, they need little shards of themselves to be able to affect the world in some meaningful way. I think it's very likely that you're one of those shards. We know that there's at least 3 dragon teeth, right? Or claws that were shared between you, Nancy, and Lawrence. Is that right? Each one of you had a claw or tooth.
I don't specifically recall in the vision whether Lawrence kept one for himself or whether you saw another one that he had.
But there were at least two.
There were at least two that he placed on the unmoving bodies of Evelyn Carrington, who is Philip Carrington's sister.
Evelyn. Okay, cool.
And Rose Donahue.
Oh yeah, it definitely was Evelyn.
Wait, Nancy Rain is a
does sound
Donahue?
familiar. Did we know that?
I did. I don't know if it clicked for you all.
Well, no, I knew who that was, but I didn't know that was a Donahue. That's interesting.
It was, well, the Donahues and the Carringtons brought their children on this expedition, hoping to like make them the children of the next glorious age, the children of prophecy. And instead, their souls got eaten by an ancient abomination.
Yeah,
From
because
another
we
universe.
didn't know if my mom was Opal or not.
Yeah, that's true. You know what? It's probably just been a while. You're right. That was a thing we knew.
It's been a while.
Opal would have been your sister, by the way, not your mom.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Jasmine.
but isn't she old?
No, Opal.
Opal's
you
young.
were talking about her shacking up with me, and she was
Opal
shacking up
was
with Carrie.
Opal was dating
You're
Philip
old.
Carrington.
I'm not that old. I'm
Oh,
like,
that's right. She's dating Philip.
yeah. Why would you think I'm old?
I don't know.
Because
Hara's
I
old.
read? Is that why I'm old, Asena? Because I like books?
Hara's only like 50 something, I think.
Yeah, Hara's
kinda
old.
old.
She's actually young.
She-
But Hara's old.
Yeah, her guys in Northport is this like librarian, but that's just the human form she chooses to take on.
Oh.
Yeah, technically by dragon year, she's like a teenager, if that. She's a child.
Oh, that's true.
Anyway, my point remains. I think that you're possibly some sort of avatar, or this great dragon of wisdom takes pieces of itself and grants, I guess, life, or fixes things that have gone awry and is likely trying to change the world in some way, or not changing. This great wisdom dragon could be something tied to fate, and it could be that this was meant to happen. Who knows? Regardless, I think you're an offshoot. If this great dragon of wisdom is a tree, I think you're one of its many branches, is what I'm getting at.
You're saying I'm not as special as I think I am.
I think you are incredibly special because, first of all, this is just a theory. But imagine if you look at it this way. Imagine if an author only wrote 50 books in their entire life and all of them were bangers. And each one of those books. Wait, no, that's not a good thing. Hold on. Wait a minute. Let's say that an author wrote one book and there was only 50 copies of that book. And those 50 copies were spread across the entire multiverse. That would be an incredibly rare and important book to get your hands on.
Yeah,
So there you go.
but less rare than one book.
Well, there could just be one book. We don't really know. I think it's a little bit. Look, you see how many teeth are in my mouth?
Yeah,
If I took one of those out, I would say that's pretty important. I'm not just going to pull my teeth out of my head for any old thing.
that's true.
This dragon either pulled out one of its claws or pulled out one of its teeth in order to give you some semblance of life. That's got to mean something. You don't just do that.
Do they grow back?
Actually, John would know this. Do dragon teeth? And
Actually, John would know this. Do dragon teeth grow back like sharks?
Insult the Google in the sky.
I need my Fizzband. I need my copy of Fizzbands or the 3.5 Draconomicon. I'll get back to you on that one. I will say they do for young dragons. They don't necessarily for older dragons.
yeah, I'm going to think that's not like a thing because then that would make dragon parts not so rare. Dragon parts are rare.
But
because-
of all the dragon parts that would be out there, like dragon, bones are the rarest. Dragon hearts are the rarest because those don't grow back. I'll tell you that much.
yeah, for real.
But it's possible that teeth grow back. Okay. After preliminary research, this is what I've been able to determine.
Behold, an act of God.
That was a trick.
Magic item. Ah, yes, the fattest of loot.
Ooh.
You know what? Since we're here, why don't we get a magic item from the Anime 5e book,
Oh.
shall
Hey,
we?
that sounds
Instead of rolling on our
cool.
normal
That's
tables.
all
Good
Get out.
idea.
Why don't we grab one of those? How about? Which is going to slow me down from researching whether or not dragon teeth grow back. I
I mean, I
apologize.
can help with that if you really want, but
Do you have a copy of the 3.5 Draconomicon? Because that's my preferred source of wisdom.
no. No, I do not.
All
I
right.
was going to use Fizzbands. That's the
check,
fifth
you know what?
edition module.
Check Fizzband while I
It's not
see
It's
what.
not in Fizzbands. I can guarantee you it's not in Fizzbands. That's not something most people worry about. Is
Done.
dragon.
I got this. I know exactly what you guys are getting. After all this talk about writing and such, because Shiori wants to keep everything is very concerned about Jisha's well-being and wants to be able to keep in touch, is going to give you a rank 2 item, because all items in Anime 5e are created from points, so you can totally customize them. Distance quills. You get 3 of them. You get 2 of them. Your party gets 2 of them. So Jisha gets 1. The 3 of you get another. And Shiori gets the 3rd.
Wait,
If
what
you
is
write...
this?
It's a distance quill. If you write a message on any parchment or surface using one of the quills, the other quills will immediately leap up and write the same message as long as they're within 1,000 miles of each other.
That is
Okay.
amazing.
Well, that is cool. So I guess learning to write really should be high on the to-do list, Asena.
I think she can understand my pictures.
And it will transcribe pictures.
Oh, okay. Then I take it back. I think it would be way more amusing to try and interpret your drawings.
We
I think-
could play a game.
Whenever you use it, I should take
Yeah.
Roll20 to like a blank sheet and just have you use the drawing tool, and that's
Wait.
the message that gets sent. No.
That would actually be so
Yeah,
funny.
that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing.
Yeah.
Okay, so real quick, mate. I haven't found a whole lot about dragons, but I can tell you that as of real life, most lizards go through about 4 or 5 sets of teeth. They do grow back, just not as quickly as sharks would. They're not like retractable and ready, but they do go through throughout their life about 4 or 5 different sets. So it's possible, not that dragons are lizards, but considering they have a very similar form and likely similar function, that might be kind of how we on the fly would do that.
There are 25 entries for teeth in the Draconomicon 3.5.
I didn't realize I asked such a complicated question.
We're making this complicated. I'll be 100% honest.
Look, we don't have our math rocks. We have to find the math where
Exactly.
we can.
If we don't,
That's important.
if there's no math, how do we know we're having fun?
Exactly.
What?
There are 63 entries for the word grow, and most of those are various 3.5 dragons who have plant growth and animal growth.
That
So
tracks.
I'm going to worry about this later. I will say that it varies species by species, and it's more common in younger dragons than older dragons. Older dragons are less likely to grow teeth. Young dragons are more likely to grow back their teeth. All right. Were there any other questions about that? And also, you now have 1 distance quill to share between the 3 of you. Also, chat gave you a soul jar.
Hello.
A jar that
Oh.
can contain a soul?
I'm gonna
Is
put that on
is
my sheet.
DM is DM cool with such a thing existing?
We've done it before, haven't we, Matt?
No, I have no idea what you're talking about.
What?
I see.
No, I got no idea what you're talking about there.
Excuse me?
Why are you upset by this? Doesn't that just mean your idea can work?
I just think it's cool. I'm
Yeah.
not upset.
So you have a
Okay.
soul jar. Shiori, again, is the village elder who's in charge of ushering the spirits of the dead to their rest. So she did not give it to you.
Thanks, chat.
I'm going to say you looted it from Orvi. Because it would not... Because that actually makes more sense than Shiori having it and giving it to you.
So, like, there was coins on the ground, and then there was this.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I
Nice.
did kill 2 people there.
Okay. All right. So, where were we?
Behold.
Oh, hello.
Wow.
Stop again?
It was a twofer.
Oh
I love
my
it. I'm here for
gosh.
The flesh of Kur. Perhaps you have stared too long into the abyss. Eventually, it was
Excuse me?
going to stare back. The malevolent powers carried by John Carmichael make their presence known.
Oh no.
Make their presence known how? Is it a little PSA? Something like that? That's what it is, right?
No.
I forgot he was
Oh.
double cursed.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, so did I. It's been a while since we talked about the flesh of Kur.
I know, right? It's like one of the meta arcs of the whole campaign, but it's not the thing we deal with most of the time. Matt, do we have specific mechanics in place right now? Because if not, I know what I'm doing.
We talked about a lot of things, so I think if you know what you're doing, we're good.
Okay, yeah, I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing.
What are you doing?
So, as the lot of you sit around, the camera cuts to Onayuri Orvi, half-dragon scion of the great merchant clan of Onayuri, who was sent through a portal into the woods. Another plane of existence of infinite vegetation with no soil, no sky, just more plants. An endless canopy going in all directions. Micro ecosystems growing on each other and absolutely filled with some of the most dangerous, predatory blossom spirits. This is their original homeland. And the ones that did not migrate through when Hana summoned them and invited the bloom into the world to clean up the damage inflicted by climate change, the ones who stayed behind were the ones who did not want to play nice, the ones who did not want to get along. And so Orvi tries to talk himself up. You know, I've had worse. It's just like an overgrown garden. It's like when Nana forgot to weed her garden for a month and really big rabbits got in. Yeah, this will be fine. Everything's fine. Behind him lurks a spindly, like a daddy long legs spider, 12 feet wide. Green,
That's cool.
creeping, its joints bending in unnatural ways, creeping through the bloom as Orvi delicately picks his way through, the golden coins around his neck jingling and jangling as it reaches towards him, creeping beneath him, following his every pace as he just tries to find his way out and ends up going in circles. At last, it reaches its mandibles up. That click, click, click. Venom drips from its slavering jaws and melts away the trees beneath, causing a sulfurous gas to rise up. And as it melts the plants away and Orvi smells it, he starts to swoon as it releases a toxic gas. He stumbles, the creature leans forward, and then it shrieks. The sound of grating metal behind it. And a whoosh of heat and fire, and a strange flickering violet light scatters over him. Orvi whirls around, his head spinning in a fog as the poison starts to take its effect, and he sees an enormous, lumbering, armored figure, its mouth hanging open, nothing but fire inside the place where its mouth should be. And as it the enormous blossom spirit spider that was about to eat Orvi is dragged towards this creature's maw. Too large, to be sure, but too small to fit this thing. And yet it starts to be pulled in. The fire spreads around and drags it, stuffing it into this, as if it was being hurled into the mouth of an enormous engine, a terrible, hungry machine. And it shrieks and vanishes. The armored figure reaches and takes a grate and closes it and locks it shut over its mouth. It looms over Orvi, who's now stumbled down on his back, scooting away up against the branch of a tree. And it looks down at him. And we'll find out what happens next, probably on our next episode. But we're going to go ahead and go to a break for this episode. Don't go anywhere, folks. More Yokai Blossom when we come back.